Let's go over the best Optifine settings for anyone playing on a Mac. Now before we do, there's a couple of things that I think are important to mention here. This video is not going to give you the most beautiful version of Minecraft. This video is not going to give you the least beautiful but best performance version of Minecraft. This is going to give you a playable balance for most Mac users. Before we even jump into the settings, there's one more thing that I need to point out. Let's open our Minecraft launcher. Let's hit installations and make sure that we have the Optifine one selected. And from this point, hit the three dots and hit edit. Now at the very bottom, hit more options. What we should see here is JVM arguments. For most people, this should be set to XMX2G. Now this essentially just is telling the launcher that it is allowing the game to use up to 2 GB of RAM on our Mac. Most modern Macs come with more than enough RAM to dedicate 4 gigs of RAM. So for that, we'll change the 2 to a 4. Once you change that to 4, go ahead and hit save, and now at this point we can hit play. Now that we have Minecraft loaded up, let's head into the options. Before we jump into the settings though, I want to take a moment to talk about SimpleGameHosting. SimpleGameHosting is a Minecraft server hosting company that we started with the goal to make Minecraft server hosting simple and enjoyable. We have a user-friendly panel, one-click mod pack installations, and top-notch customer support. This allows you to focus on what you enjoy the most, which is playing Minecraft with your friends. You can check out SimpleGameHosting in the description below or by going to the altguides.com/sgh. When you get there, scroll down to the RAM calculator and you'll be able to set the type of server that you want to set up. From there, you can select how many players you expect to have, as well as if you expect to run any mod packs or not. On the right side of that, it will recommend the server that'll give you the best performance for your playstyle. Hit configure, and you can begin setting up your own 24/7 DDoS Protected Minecraft server. With that said though, let's jump back into the video and start talking about the best Optifine settings for macOS. Obviously, the first thing we're going to dive into is video settings, and on this we're going to set graphics to fast. We'll also keep render distance at 12, but we're going to turn simulation distance all the way down. For entity shadows, let's turn those off. And for dynamic lights, we're also going to have those off. For most people, I would recommend leaving shaders off if you're looking for the most playable, smooth experience. But if you get your game at a point where you have consistent, smooth, high FPS, maybe start looking into some lower end shaders for macOS. From this point, let's hit quality. Let's turn MIP map levels all the way off. And we're going to make sure the type is set to nearest. For emissive textures, make sure that is set to off, as well as random entities. Better grass, we're going to set to fast, and we can leave better snow on. On top of that, we're going to make sure that custom fonts are off, and we can leave custom colors on. Custom sky, we're going to turn off. For distortion effects, you can set this to whatever you want. We can also leave FOV effects on 100% or 0. This one's also your choice. Now from this point, let's hit done, and we're going to select details. We can turn clouds either off or to fast. I personally like to have clouds fully off, but if you want to have them on, I would set them to fast. Cloud height, because I don't have clouds on, I have that set to off, but really this doesn't matter and you can set it to whatever you want. For trees, we're going to do smart, and for rain and snow, we're going to do fast. For sky, let's turn this off, and for stars, we're also going to turn this off. Sun and moon, we can leave on, but I would always recommend turning fog off. On view bobbing, you can leave this at your own preference, and on held item tooltips, you can leave this on or off. Auto save indicator, we can leave on or off. Swamp colors on, and vignette, let's turn this to fast. Alternate block colors on, entity distance at 50%, and unfortunately we are going to turn off biome blend. Hit done, and let's head into the performance tab. At this point, we are going to make sure that render regions is set to on, and we're going to turn fast render on. Smart animations will also turn on, and fast math we are also going to turn on. Show FPS, you can leave this on or off. For this video, we'll just leave it on. For smooth FPS, we're going to turn this on. This essentially just stabilizes the frames per second. Smooth world we'll have on, and then chunk updates, let's have that as 1 as well. Dynamic updates will turn on, and lazy chunk loading we'll have on as well. And last but not least, for chunk builder, we will have this to semi-blocking. Go ahead and hit done, and from this point, let's head into animations. Now, if you're looking for the flat out best performance here, what you would do is hit all off. Now, I personally like the smoke animation. I also like the portal animations, and I'm also a fan of the fire animations, so I'm going to set those to on. But if you're looking for the flat out best performance, hit all off, and if you're looking for the best visuals, hit all on. Hit done, and now let's head into other, where we can hit show FPS on, and then on weather, we can set this to on or off. Now, this one's not that big of a deal, but I have noticed that I get much better performance when I turn weather off. Now, this one can come down to personal preference. Personally, I don't like having rain weather on at all, so I set this to off anyway. If you have it set to off, it does make your game perform better, but some people like having the immersive experience of the weather. I find it incredibly annoying, so I turn it off. For time, we'll set this to default, and for autosave, we can leave this at 6 minutes. Everything else, for the most part, you can leave as is. If you still notice some stuttering, you might want to turn full screen off and run in windowed mode. Oftentimes that can help increase your FPS as well. From this point, hit done again, and from this point, we can go ahead and join a Minecraft world. So I am recording on my Mac right now, which means my FPS is not going to be the highest it could possibly be, but if you look in the top right corner, you'll see that I'm averaging about 60 frames per second, which is more than playable on just about any machine. I hope you enjoyed this video though. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up, but also don't forget to check out SimpleGameHosting, the first link down in the description below where you can get your own 24-hour DDoS protected Minecraft server. Thanks for watching again, and I will see you in the next video.